God doesn't post content on
So
YouTube
then
for
I
like
took
3
the
weeks.
Exactly.
It's true.
So garbage
I'm
anyway.
the worst at getting it over to YouTube. So, anyways, hi everybody. How we doing?
Hi.
Good. Glad to hear it. Welcome back to hour 2. Back here just for you. All right. So, why don't we pick it up with what we're looking for here, Taalubast? If you could roll me that. Are you going acrobatics or athletics? Oh, clearly you're more acrobatic. Maybe you have
Actually,
more luck with athletics.
before he's gonna like retry it, I'm gonna start like waving my hand about, and like after a good 10 seconds of like chanting and stuff, suddenly a spectral like hand shoots out of my hand, and I can control it. I cast Mage
sure.
Hand.
Take the easy way out, why don't you?
I mean, he seems to be needing it.
So like, just like, where does this hand appear?
Probably up top, and it slowly like floats down.
Oh my! There's a ghost! And you like see Taalubast starting to like move away from it, like backing up, getting ready to leg
You
it.
just hear Bran yelling from the top, "Yeah, I'm super spooky, alright, just toss your rope to it."
Super
And the hand starts waving at you.
I'm not touching no ghost. That's bad luck, that is.
Well, do you want to get to where the basilisk might be or not?
Not if there's ghosts up there.
Fine, stay down there then.
I'll climb, but I'm not climbing
Yeah.
up with no ghosts.
It's not a ghost. He just starts like mumbling to himself. Just toss the rope to it.
Cal will like slowly, hesitantly approach towards the cliff edge again. And then when it doesn't move, he's like, and he like puts his pack down and he's like, starts getting his
He's
rope
holding his
out.
hand perfectly still now.
The
Like
issue
ready
is,
to catch it.
as you're climbing, because you're still climbing up this cliffside or whatever, Bran, the rope is now starting to move up with it because your mage hand only has so much range to it. So it's one of those things where eventually you guys into plateauing like a solid, 50, 60 feet over where it was that you were beforehand, climbing up this sheer cliff face before you have to go over to the next spot where it matters. But anyways, and then you end up tying the rope off that's there. He's gonna have to climb up to where it is that you tie the rope to anyways, Bran. But you see Taalubast that the rope starts going up because the hand is holding it. The hand is clearly anchored to Bran, but on the bright side is moving further away from you.
Oh, let's go.
Okay, so
Oh, fucking ghosts! And he like takes a little run up this time.
waiting for it. All right. So you're able to, like you said, go running up and you start climbing up the cliff face as best you can. Finding good handholds, reaching into spots. I mean, you guys are a small dude. You can reach into areas. You have like a pretty wide wingspan, so you reach different handholds that maybe others wouldn't have been able to, so on and so forth. Eventually, you can kind of reach up and grab that rope and use that to really assist you in climbing up the rest of the way to meet up with the rest of them. There are a few. When you get back up, do you say anything when you first get up there? Sorry, didn't mean to take that moment. No? Okay. So when you
I was just making sure that the mage hand like doesn't have a maximum weight.
it doesn't, because remember he tied it off at the top.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I would have used a hand to tie the rope off instead of trying to lift you up because it can't do that.
Cool.
So when you get to the top, it's at this point you guys have a bit more climbing to do, including a couple of cliffs or whatever you have to go. But everything's small enough that it's not really that big of a deal. You can send Bastion up first. Bastion can literally hold a rope. Leonard climbs up, and then they can hold it. And everybody, it's much shorter gaps from here. You guys finish making your trek to the actual peak of the mountainside. Now, as you approach this, are you all just kind of like walking up? Are you trying to be tentative? You think that there might be a basilisk up here. So, what's the approach?
I'm letting them go first.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for signs.
We should
Prime tactic.
we should probably sneak up and then stab it while it's sleeping.
Do we see any signs of there being like a basilisk?
Thus far, I mean, as soon as you climb up the cliff face, you don't see any signs of anything. But you're gonna have to actually head over to probably the central area of the peak, because they're not gonna. A basilisk isn't gonna make its nest where a gust of wind is gonna blow.
Well, I
away,
just meant
right?
like where
No, like random feathers about here and there yet. You know, you're just gonna have to do a bit more searching. That's why I was asking about the approach first.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, Brand, you're hanging back, letting them go first. Any other tactics beyond that?
I mean,
We
what do
should put.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
All right, I'll go. What like, there's no like places to hide or anything here, right? It's all open.
So because it's the top of a mountain, it's not like it's mountaintops tend to be rather cleaned off from erosion of water and sand and wind and stuff like that. However, there are still rocks here and there, some large enough that one of you at a time could hide behind. Maybe even one or two that are very, very large further in, which is likely what the basilisk would build its nest next to, once again, to protect against a windstorm. But, over at where the actual crown of the mountainside is, it's pretty clear here.
A minor illusion of ghost.
Oh my god.
It's just there for like half a second, long enough for people to notice, and then it poofs away again.
Yeah.
What do you think, Bastion? Where should we head?
Well, probably toward the basilisk.
I agree. Lead the way.
Perhaps we should sneak up.
That's not a bad idea.
You want to?
And you see Bastion sort of hunch over and creep toward one of the rocks,
Sure.
trying to like peer around it.
Yep, so, I mean, getting to the first couple of rocks isn't anything you guys have to roll for anyways. So you make it over to a rock, and once again, the rocks are large enough that you can definitely hide behind them, but not so large that you can group behind them Scooby-Doo style, right? So you can definitely get behind one of the rocks and start looking about, and then make your way to the next one, and so on, for the first, say, minute or so. Then we're going to actually have, if Bastion's leading, and is Bastion the one that's leading?
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Yes. So.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it would be Leonard. So if Bastion's leading, then Bastion, you're actually going to peek around the rock's edge and see like another clear spot that you can make your way over to, and make me a stealthy check to get over to it. Because clearly trying to be quiet.
For sure.
Oh, so stealthy of you.
You ever fallen down a
it's just
mountainside
giant
before?
man doing like this.
Light armor.
Pink Panther style.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're making your way from one rock to the next, and as you're making your way from one rock to the next one, you don't see like a little cut into the ground, like a little split in the ground. So you end up having your toes legit like sink right into it, and you end up falling face forward onto the ground below. One of those, you try to catch yourself last second, get a couple scrapes in your arms, maybe even whack your forehead for a second. So you completely go down, but as you go down, there's a bit of a yelp to it too, like oh fuck, as you hit the ground. Could the other three roll me a perception check?
I just stand there and points like, is he supposed to do that?
I'm gonna imagine that when that happens, I like sort of try to scramble back up to like
I irked it.
a complete idiot.
You like combat roll out of it.
Yeah. I'm fine.
So what is it? Brand is honestly, he sees him go down and probably just thinks it's so hilarious. He's just focused on Bastion's just like eating the rock there. But the other two, what you notice is as soon as he goes down, you probably start to chuckle for like half a second or look to it for half a second, realize the dangers of it, your attention's pulled elsewhere as you hear a noise go off to the side. One of you hears what almost sounded like a call of shock or surprise, not too dissimilar from the one that Bastion just did. Another one thinks he hears a couple of scraped footsteps and hurried movements from off to the side. Looking in that direction, which is of course further in from where you are, you do not see any shapes or anything, but you're almost positive you did hear that.
Well, I'm gonna pull out my crossbow and. That didn't sound right. Not for the top of a mountain.
Hey, Bran. Throw a fireball in there.
That doesn't seem like the greatest thing to immediately do when there's forktails about. I do something else. I cast Detect Magic.
So you cast Detect Magic, and as soon as you cast your Detect Magic spell, you start detecting the presence of magic. One of the things that you do notice when you detect the magic is there is a magical aura coming off of Leonard, sitting inside of his pockets. Because like the potions and whatnot that they drink, those give very, very, very mild auras. But you actually notice a moderate aura coming off of the pocket of Leonard. But also looking in that direction, you were able to see there were like hues of magic over in that area. You can't distinguish what they are, what kind of magics they are, or anything quite just yet. You're too far. But clearly, there's some sort of magical activity happening over in that direction.
Okay, so I just look at Leonard and go, "There's something magical over there."
Underwear.
Which is why
I really wanted it to be what's it got
point.
in its pockets. It's
I point at the area, not at him, but the area where like the vague magical stuff is. So just tossing a fireball over there seems like a very bad idea.
Brandon, throw a fireball.
How about you go take a look? You're probably a little bit lighter on your feet than Bastion is.
They obviously just heard us coming.
Yeah, so you immediately want to fire on people that might also be here to hunt basilisks?
Right, so I'm gonna stand out in the open clearing so I'm visible for anyone who's there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna shout, "All right, come on out. We're gonna throw fire."
You don't get any responses.
Brandon, throw a fireball.
what if, guys? What if they're Scoia'tael? Maybe we should leave.
Sorry, what?
What's you sound like?
Scoia'tael. Elvish / dwarven / halfling freedom fighters. For
Ooh.
they're like anti-human.
Can I make a perception check to see if I hear any elder speech? Because elven people might be speaking that.
Sure, you can roll a perception to see if you hear anything over there. Funny enough, Scoia'tael is actually like the nickname I used for like coding. So like if I'm over on Slack or if I'm on like GitHub or anything like that, Scoia'tael is actually the name that I used like from years ago because I'm like, oh, I love that name. It's so cool. So anyways, you're listening off in that direction, and you can hear a little bit of noise happening, almost like a chanting happening over there.
It sounds like there's some sort of chanting going on there.
Throw a fireball and disrupt it. Come on, we don't got all day.
Fine, I throw a fireball.
Do you like throw it
fire.
at like trying to hit somebody down below? Just kind of like throw it in the sky to make sure they know, like a warning shot?
I throw a warning shot.
Sure. So you like throw it above where anybody might possibly be, but you know, close enough that they can see it nearby.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you hurl the fireball in that direction. You don't have to make a roll for it. It's just fireball, and it goes off in the sky. And once again, you think you hear something over there, but it's kind of hard to make out what it is. Nobody seems to be coming your way, at least not yet.
I give Leonard a slight shove. Well then, Master Witcher, go do your witching things.
Should we
Maybe.
introduce ourselves?
Maybe we should just leave if they're doing magic.
To
Or are
answer your
you
question
afraid
in
of a
chat,
bit of magic?
fire
Yes,
gold
very,
first.
very much.
Out comes the mage hand.
Now I understand that's you, and you have used your magic to heal me, but still, if we could not do it where I could see it, I would be very, very pleased, Master Witch.
Is there like a
So
stick
close-minded.
Is there like a stick near me? Something wood.
No, there's no wood up here.
Yeah, there is.
Does anyone have any firewood or something with them?
I've got a spear.
Am I sort of just like in the middle of the nowhere? In the middle of nowhere still? Like,
Just lying on the ground.
Yeah, well, I mean, you would have stood up long.
Yeah, I would have
ago
stood
by
up.
now. Yeah, of course. And you could have taken cover behind something if you wanted to, or you
Yeah.
could be standing in the open. It's all up to you, man.
I probably moved to another rock.
All right, I'm just gonna start walking towards the noise.
Oh,
Can I so the way I'm imagining is that it's off in a cave, so we can't really see, however deep the cave is. But if someone comes out the cave and attacks Leonard, can I prep a reaction to shoot them? So like I'm sitting there trained with the crossbow now.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I imagine
Hey,
as
that's a good
Leonard-
idea, Bren. Get a fireball ready, or a firebolt. Sorry, whatever. You just get ready to throw it at me if anything goes wrong. Okay?
Throw it
I
out.
would love to throw fire at you.
No, Bren.
I know what you mean.
I'm very serious, Bren. I've been burned before.
Yeah, I hadn't guessed that yet.
Bren, don't fuck with me right now.
Well, go ahead, do your witching thing then.
All right, okay. Just you're not gonna throw it unless you're not gonna hit me with it, right? I'm very
I'll try.
Okay. All right. And
Alright.
I'm just gonna walk towards.
I imagine as
towards-
like Leonard gets closer to me, I'll probably join him in walking towards the noise. Give him some
Absolutely.
backup.
Sure, so you guys start making your way over there, you and Leonard making your way. Taalubast hangs back, stays close enough to have a clean shot, and Bran is at a nice safe distance with fire in his hands ready to be hurled. So you guys are making your way forward. Are you trying to, I mean, obviously you are, they know you're coming. You've made
Yeah,
yourself very well known, so on and so forth. But do you try to like sneak your approach, or are you just walking in?
I think I'm just walking. I'm
Sure.
not
It's
try-
like
I'm
a
try- I'm
slow
trying-
mo.
I'm
They're
making
both there
myself
with the
look bigger than
sunglasses
I already
on.
am, puffing my chest.
Bastion takes his shirt off. You know.
Actually, it's actually that. It's the slow mo.
So why don't you roll me your perception checks, the two of you, so that as you approach, what you notice.
All right.
happy because I've been getting bad rolls with that.
Perfect. So, as you guys are approaching, one of the things that you will notice as you get closer, as I had said beforehand, there's probably there are large rocks that still exist up here. The two of them happen to be near each other and almost make like a corner of stone side by side. And you can clearly see over in that area, because you come over a bit of a crest, you can see the wider area of the top of this peak much better. You can actually see the clear signs that there is a nest, that there was a very large nest that existed here. It doesn't look like it would be a fork-tailed nest. This is really high up in altitude for maybe fork-tails would make a nest here, maybe they wouldn't. It doesn't really matter. So there, you can see that there's a nest that's situated over there, very large in size, but you don't see anything sitting inside of it, and you can't see into the nest from where it is. But if there were to be a basilisk, which is ginormous, you would absolutely be able to see it from this angle. That's kind of what you're focusing on, Bastion, looking over in that direction, trying to see if the basilisk is inside of there. You know, looking about, you do see a couple fork tails, two of them specifically, one that way, that are swooping around in the skies nearby, but once again, not near this peak. Moving on. You also get a funny taste in your mouth, Bastion. You don't think you can smell anything, but you do get this funny, almost metallic taste in your mouth as you're coming up around. Leonard, you actually also see that, as I've described beforehand. You do see that metallic. You do get the metallic taste in your mouth as well, but your senses are a bit more keen than Bastion's, probably from less drinking, and so you can actually almost smell something that's in the air. It's hard to make out what it is. I'm actually going to allow you to roll me an Arcana check, but more than that, you can also see that there is clear signs that somebody has lived here. Not right next to the nest, but off to the side, over near where there's no caves or any entrances like that here, but situated next to where it is that there's another rock. Where there's another couple of rocks that would give you cover against wind. You'd move yourself around to be stuff where the wind is coming from. You can see that there's a bedroll set up over there. There's clearly like a little camp set up where there would be a bit of fire. Funny enough, like I said, there's no trees that exist up here, so there's no natural wood that's here, but they do have what looks like a fire is burnt out probably yesterday or earlier this day, situated over in that direction, a little pot sitting over it. So there's definitely somebody up here. You don't see signs of that person yet. Feel free to roll me that check for me, the Arcana. Awesome. So you know exactly what that that taste is in your mouth that has almost that slight scent behind it. Whatever's boiling in that pot definitely isn't food. You know that. It's definitely not food. And it's going to be a mix of herbs that are what's producing, or what was boiling at the time. It's long cooled now. What's producing this this aroma that leaves this taste in your mouth. It's actually a repellent. Something that's designed specifically to keep dracnids away. You know that it works better on larger dracnids than it does smaller dracnids, but it's a repellent that is very, very nauseating to these creatures, and it does push them away and keep them away. But beyond that, you guys don't really notice anything. As a matter of fact, as you continue walking forward, you're seeing these things walking forward. Unfortunately, Bastion does end up tripping over another little ledge again. Fucking Bastion. It's just one of those things where he seems to be distracted all the time. He seems to constantly get dives.
Who's responsible?
So as Bastion ends up like catching his foot and falling off, it's not like quite like a cliff, but it's like a sheer drop that goes down for about 3.5 feet. He actually, as he's falling, he reaches out to try to grab onto Leonard for safety. Leonard, I'll actually allow you a dexterity save to not save him if you'd like, or a strength save to try to save him if you'd like.
I'm gonna
Sorry, Bastion.
try to dodge his grip.
Oh, like 3.5 feet is a long way.
Awesome. So Bastion,
Can I roll
unfortunately,
against it to really bring him down?
I will allow that.
Oh,
No.
what am I rolling here?
It's gonna be an acrobatics check.
I'm going down, big boy.
You're coming down with me.
Oh!
Oh, beautiful.
Oh my god! Oh. So you reach out to grab at him, and he goes to pull his hand back. You see that? You're like, nope, and you grab it by like the collar of his sleeve. You just grab him by the sleeve, and you end up grabbing him just enough to pull him with
Wait.
you.
Can I roll a strength saving throw with disadvantage to try to stop us from falling?
Yes, I will allow that.
Oh,
You instead of like trying to pull back, you just lean in and just whoop.
Oh, it's amazing.
Man.
Beautiful.
So
Well
you guys go falling down onto the ground below. It's not so hard of a fall. It does anything but take the wind from your lungs for a moment, and you get tangled up with one another. But literally, as you fall, that metallic taste in your mouth, and that slight scent that Leonard was picking up beforehand gets completely washed away or overtaken. But you can actually almost taste, and you can almost smell the magic as it's crackling in the air. And what's happening is all of a sudden the rock that's next to you starts to like crumble, and it gets hit by, my apologies, you can almost taste the static in the air, the electricity in the air, as a bolt of lightning hits the rock next to where you guys are. And the rock next to you, as it starts to crumble like on top of you, it stops right before it hits you as it starts to form together, making a rock-like creature. This thing isn't very large. It's only standing at about 7.5, 8 feet in height, but rather wide. You can only imagine how many tons it weighs. But there is a rock-like creature that's in front of the two of you. And I'm going to need everybody to roll their initiatives for me.
I would imagine around the time that the bolt hit, I also I turned to Leonard and I'm like, "You tried to drop me." I'm very upset. Oh, I did not click on my person, so that really good roll is wasted.
That's so sad.
Wait, did he really get a 20? Oh, fuck's sake. Or not. Dunce, you really need to roll higher than a 20 if possible. Oh, wait, you already rolled the 18. Never mind.
Oh, do I just keep the 18? I mean, I got an 11, so it doesn't really change anything, but
All right, let's see what everybody gets. Oh wow, I actually rolled extremely well for what this creature is, but because of penalties.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll be at the end of the initiative.
Hey, we made it.
It's fine. You're like a cannon. You hit really hard, but you got to load up.
Okay, so what you guys end up hearing back there, because this, of course, going to pertain to those that are hanging back now. So, Taalubast, you hear like, no, hey, hey, you tried to, and then all of a sudden, with no clouds in the skies, not a single cloud in the sky, you guys are, well, you know, not any clouds around where you are. A bolt of lightning comes ripping through the sky and strikes down near where you saw them fall off the ledge from, and you hear crumbling of rock. Please.
So in his mind, he hears us trip and fall and make all this noise, and then a fucking bolt of lightning comes down and probably just struck us.
That's
Like,
more or less.
That's probably the worst luck.
So, I don't want to play this off as Tal being like super fast. He flinches when the lightning bolt hits and pulls the trigger on his crossbow and shoots at the rock creature.
Oh, nice. Well, like I said, because of the fact that the ledge was only like 3.5, 4 feet, and the thing is about 7.5, 8 feet, you can get a clean shot from where you're like, make that shot with me. But because of your description, disadvantage. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. That's.
But with Reaver's shot, not that it matters. I miss.
Alrighty.
He flinches and it goes off into the distance.
So, like you said, that you do the flinch and it shoots off. Do you do anything else with your turn, sir?
How far away is this thing?
It's from where you guys are about 25 feet, 20 feet.
I might reduce that distance down to like 15 feet.
Sure.
Just take a few paces closer.
Sure.
And then reload.
Absolutely. So you start making your way over towards it, over towards the creature where it is, and who's up next? My apologies, I'm not looking. I'm just talking. Bastion, on your back, the big hard as a rock creature standing over you. How do you handle it?
Oh god.
Does like what would like scrambling to my feet be? Would that cost anything?
It's half your move.
Okay. Yeah, I do that.
Mm-hmm.
Do I know like what this creature, like if this creature would be
It's a
weak
golem.
to silver, for example?
So you're looking it over, trying to get an idea of what it is. Unfortunately, it does not come to mind. It's one of those things where if you haven't experienced it, you don't know. The only exception to that being if somebody throws one of their rewards into the by spending the daddies. So you have no idea.
All right. So I guess I'll draw my big old greatsword and just wail on it. See if that works.
Sure, absolutely.
Trial and error, boys.
And to answer a question in chat, Witcher Sense can be used for attacks, but I think what Neil is saying is with an 8, and then much like Scenario Bastion said, with an 8, it's not really high enough that you think a D6 would be able to assist it. So
Yeah.
I think it's what Neil
probably
was
not against a creature made of rock.
Of rock,
but also it doesn't fit with my description as well, like
Yeah.
for it to suddenly hit.
Yeah. No, that's cool. All right. So, anyways, yeah. So you make your attack against the creature, and it's not that you don't hit. It's just that it's made out of such dense rock. It did not pierce through. Now, you fought creatures before that are so tough that you can hit spots so it doesn't hurt, but other spots do. So it's not like, oh, I hit it by rock. It didn't work. It must never work. You understand that maybe you need to try a little bit harder. Anything else with your turn there, Bastion?
Actually, I can do my shield thing where I hit him afterwards, right?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, absolutely.
What would that roll be?
Click it into chat so you can see what your ability is.
Oops.
Just click the little bubble on it. There you go. So it says, if you take the attack action on your turn, you can use a bonus action to try to shove the creature within 5 feet of you with your shield. If you aren't and if you're subject, okay, so you can try to shove it if you'd like.
I'm just gonna shove it. Just fuck him.
Sure, make me an athletics.
All right.
Ugh. Unfortunately, the creature, as I said beforehand, weighs like a few ton, right? So you hit the thing with the great. Oh wait, you said greatsword?
Oh wait, yeah, never mind. That doesn't happen.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. Never mind. So you just hit it with the greatsword. It does nothing with the silver greatsword, unfortunately. And that is your turn. So that's going to be the creature's turn. Awesome. So the creature ends up seeing the two of you. You know, the shot went up from behind, kind of like actually missed its shoulder entirely, shot overhead. Didn't go anywhere near the two of you guys. You come up and smash at it with your silvered greatsword. You do not harm the creature. The creature then slowly looks down at you, raises up its hands, brings them together, and tries to bring it two-handed like a hammer drop down onto what's your name? Bastion. 1 second.
You really struggle with names, don't you, Scott?
I do. It's
I
like
see you're muted.
like in real life, like I forget my wife's name all the time. That's why I have like a bunch of nicknames for her and stuff like that. Because the name Brit or Brittany, it throws me off.
Good save. Good save.
Yeah, it's actually really bad. So
Yeah, it is.
yeah, but you know what? Yeah, call my mom old lady sometimes because I can't remember the name. Mom, like.
I mean, that's just factually true.
And I wish I was joking. So, anyways, so the creature, you're without your shield. What's your AC, Bastion?
13.
Perfect. So it brings the hands barreling down on you and bashes you in your shoulder, side of your chest, everything. You guys were already brought back up to full health and everything beforehand. Days have passed. You have everything back, which is a good thing because you just took 18 points of damage from this thing bearing down on you with its double fist. And if that wasn't bad enough, as it bears down with its double fist and then like pulls itself in and goes to lunge at you again with the same double fist.
Ooh.
It does a Kamehameha.
When it does so, though, I can't roll the natty one. When it does so, it throws itself at you with so much force, it actually overbalances itself, and it kind of like stumbles forward a couple of steps, stumbles forward in such a way that Bastion and Leonard, Bastion kind of stumbling himself because of the heavy blow he just took, and Leonard seeing an opportunity jumping to the other side, that you guys are now flanking the creature.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
It is now Bran's turn.
I'm currently looking a thing up, so I'll let Leonard go first.
Okay, same with it, but so I'll just change the letter to a 10 for simplicity, and we'll do it that way.
9.1.
Go ahead, sir.
It's over 9.1.
So I'm gonna be a little bit of a cuck here.
Sure, we like cucks.
Do we? I'm just gonna cast. I'm gonna cast Yurden.
Ooh, all right.
And I'm just gonna put it now that he's stumbled a little bit. I'm just gonna put it under his feet. And I'm gonna put its position so he's on the tip of it and we're on the other end, if that makes sense.
Now I have to ask, which one are you doing, radiant or magic?
Oh, I think I'm just gonna do radiant.
Yeah, your typical one. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So you throw it under his feet. So the next creature hostile that in the area triggers the ward. It must make a Constitution saving throw. I suppose immediately it's triggered. Because if you throw it into a spot where somebody already is, the trap is now beneath them. It triggers immediately. You have to make a Constitution saving throw because this is on your turn. On a failed save, the creature takes 2d6 damage. Okay, yeah. So, and then it just takes effect again every time on my turn. So let me roll. No, I'll just roll on my turn. Okay, cool. So you do your spell. So, anything else you do with your turn there, Messi?
No, I'm gonna feel like after I throw down Jordan, I'm just gonna be like kind of confident that it's gonna work, and I'm just gonna like turn to Bastion and be like, "Hey, we should probably get back with the others, huh?"
I suppose, but we should also handle this creature most likely.
Yeah, he's fine for a minute. He's slow. I think we can. I mean, we're in a position where we can head out.
That conversation is still valid, but why don't we make a ruling here together as a team, right? So, Silencio Steve is bringing up a point because of how I ruled it last night, because it makes more sense to me. That's why I was kind of questioning myself just now. Because it's a trap, it's supposed to be triggered by somebody entering into it, right? So, if you make an area that is trapped, they must pass into it for it to be triggered, correct? Okay. So the reason why I say the conversation is still valid is you can definitely throw it towards the group and then start heading that way
Oh.
You know what I mean? And
Okay.
it'll get triggered when it heads that direction. So
Yeah, so I'll just put it between us and the golem, where he's on like right before the tip of the circle,
okay,
and then we'll just
just
I'll
the
start-
tip though, right?
of course.
Okay.
And then I'll book it out of the cave.
Cool. So yeah, it's just like that little ledge or whatever. So you throw it, so it's right at the right where you guys are gonna be heading back to, which is right at the top of the ledge or whatever. And and you start getting back. Now, unfortunately, and I don't know if you have any abilities to help you with this. If you start booking it, you don't have the ability to bonus action disengage, do you?
I have no idea.
It's usually a rogue ability. Let me just double check because I know.
I
cat...
don't think witches do.
Oh, it's
Oh,
cat,
yeah, cat might.
specifically. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I'm asking. Let me look at your character sheet real quick. Observance, combat superiority. What do you have for combat superiority? Fainting, parry, parry,
Parry
no.
and feint, yeah.
Mutant, observant, medallion, bonus proficiency. No, it's thieves' tools. No, unfortunately, you cannot do that. So I just get an attack of opportunity against you as you retreat, just so you know. But you can use your parry ability. Just remember that, okay? So.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that.
Okay, I'll take my attack of opportunity against you. What's your AC, sir?
It is...
Doesn't matter. I only hit a 10. Doesn't matter. I miss.
Okay.
So as you try to back off, it takes a swing at you, but because it was still overbalanced from the way that it threw itself forward, you were easily able to throw up your spell, jump up there. You say your words to Bastion. So you throw your spell up there, you jump up and run through it because it's safe for you, right? Saying your words to Bastion and heading back towards the rest of the group. Taalubast is only about 15 feet behind, 15, 20 feet behind where you were, so you can probably just get to him no problem.
Sure.
After you is going to be Bran's turn. Bran, the only one down there with the creature right now is Bastion.
Okay, I move a little bit away from Taalubast and I just shout like, "I can't burn stone!" And then I start like trying to do something with my hands, and I would like to invoke spell weaving.
Ooh. When you cast a cantrip, you may alter the spell's appearance, damage type, or other small parameters, or you may even combine two cantrips or spells together. The general guidelines for doing so is that you can't duplicate the effects of a meta magic, so more or less, you're going to have some fun. What would you like to do with your spell weaving, sir?
I would like to try to turn this this firebolt into a frostbolt, so it does like ice damage instead.
That's easy. You can definitely do that with a DC 10. It's a DC 10 Arcana check. Yep, no problem.
There we go.
You had a 80% chance of success, right? So you crush it and are able to turn it into ice. So you have your hands glowing with fire, and as you're like warping your hands around it and really concentrating and looking at it, you can see the fire in his hand starts to turn blue and blue and blue. And then that describe beyond that. Does it stay as like a flame or?
Yeah, it stays like a flame because it's still a firebolt at its heart, but you see me like blowing wind into it, almost like to try and cool it down, and eventually it gets like...
So
it
getting,
gets like little like...
It's like cooling the air
icicles.
around it. It's like got
Yeah, basically.
down it.
Oh my god!
So it's still a firebolt at heart, but there's like little snowflakes coming off of it. They melt immediately when they hit the ground,
I don't
but
like,
yeah.
I don't like Daelric's face right now.
No, it's just you say you blow it. I imagine like sitting there with my daughter, like trying to blow out her food so it's cool enough that she'll eat it, and like all of a sudden there's an ice ball right there.
You're Superman.
So you hurl the thing at the creature. Make your attack roll, sir.
There we go.
You successfully hit, and just so you know, as long as you're casting this firebolt for the scene, as long as you cast it specifically as only ice, I'm not going to make you roll that again. It'll stay ice
Cool.
for the rest of the scene. You can just throw it.
Cool.
You can choose to change it back to fire, but then you lose So
that's 9 ice damage then.
awesome. 9 points of ice damage. You smash into the thing from behind. Thank you, sir. That was very sexy. Immediately after you is going to go back to Taalubast, who's now what you've seen is, the thing kind of got bore down on them, bashed into Bastion. Bastion hit the thing, nothing happens. He threw his trap up there, is kind of running back towards you. Bran is altering his magics and hurling it at the creature. How do you respond, Taalubast?
Well, I'm not going to go touch that thing, so instead I'd shoot it. Let's have a go. Oh,
Ooh.
The natty one.
Ouch.
God.
sorry, Bastion.
You are only good for one thing, and that's fighting fighting dragons, huh? So you roll your try to shoot at the thing. Unfortunately, the way that it had stumbled beforehand made its movements unpredictable. Could you do me a favor, sir? Could you roll me another attack roll?
Oh shit.
Oof.
Oh!
Is that good or bad? Is that good or bad?
That's bad. I think that's bad.
I think I just hit Bastion.
That's what last time I was like, well, if you miss the person, you're good, but if you hit the person, you hit the person. Oh!
That's a natty 20 and a natty 1.
Oh!
That's so bad.
Do I have to double my Reaver's shot damage?
No.
Good.
No. It's
You
honestly,
just fucking kill him.
it's one of those things too where it's like, oh my god, it's one of those things where it's like, would you crit your ally? Oh god. All right, well, roll your damage.
I think he would.
Yeah, it's just a really bad shot. It's just a luck. Oh god. Okay. Do we double the Reaver shot?
Not in this case. But
Oh
yes.
no! Hold on. You can choose Reaver's shot after you make your attack.
Can you?
Yeah, the way Reaver's shot works, the way that a Kensai works is after you make your attacks, you could choose whether or not you want to use your bonus action that way. That is, in fact, how it works. So you
It
would
only
just
gets
not
used if you
apply
hit.
it. Mm-hmm. You would just choose not to apply it until afterwards.
So it's just 13.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm positive. That's one of my complaints about when I was playing the Artificer over in Ollie's campaign is he made me.
I'm gonna
stun his stuff
reread it,
first.
but in that case, no.
Yeah. So, because my little brother would use that all the time. So you would do 13 more points of damage to poor Bastion, who's already taken, I think, 18. So he's taking,
Yeah, he
still
took
alive?
18.
he's taking 31, I think. So,
I'm at 21 right now before subtracting. So.
yeah, so you're taking away... Oh, yeah. So you just take away 13. So, Taalubast, can you do me a favor? Can you describe your critical hit shot into your friend?
So Taalubast, like he's reloaded. He clicks back this crossbow bolt into place, takes aim, and he fires. And as this elemental obviously stumbles forward, it's like it goes under the arm, straight into Bastion. It's like it stumbles like that, and Bastion's like just hit the face, like
like, in
body
the
and
middle of
face
the
appears
I'm like
just
in
for a
the
second, and it's just.
hit.
Where does it hit him, Taalubast? And then we'll let Nance respond.
Probably in the shoulder.
Yeah, like a hard, probably to the left
Yeah.
side. Yeah, like a. All right, Bastion.
Yeah, I was just recovering from when the beast hit me in the first place, the rock monster.
Oh, that hurts. Like,
I'm just like, oh. It's like, oh god.
oh dear.
It's my turn now.
Hold on. Anything else in your turn, Taalubast, or you don't want to kill the rest of the party?
Trying is a free action.
Okay. Yep.
Fall to your knees and start screaming down
Yeah.
so
Yeah, talking's a free action, but groveling takes a bonus. So, Bastion, your turn.
Tal would shout sorry after.
Of course.
So I'm gonna disengage with this rock monster. Try to make it as close as I can to my friends, or who I thought were my friends.
No.
So
Rip.
far, I've been dropped and shot by.
Hey! That was
You
your
wanted
fault.
him to join us.
That was your fault. You knocked me down.
The
I'm
worst.
pissed.
Really good shot.
Forgot to change the music earlier because I'm the worst. It's like combat time. Do the music, Scott. Why do you suck? So,
Very relaxed fraternal side here.
yeah. So that's going to be you just disengage and start moving. So
I still
as
have
you,
a bonus action though, right?
yeah, disengage only a standard. Move is your move. So you climb up the cliff face, takes a little bit of space, but you're able to get back to where Leonard and Bran are. Arrow sticking out of you, huge bruises already forming on your other. Actually, I imagine it was the same side that you got like bashed into and a
Yeah.
it was all fucked up.
It's a
over
lot
here.
of pain.
Yep. So what do you do with your bonus there?
I would like to. I believe this is a bonus. I don't think I have it written. Oh, it is a bonus. Okay.
Okay, of course. So, and as you're retreating, you throw up your sign to
Should have thrown that up earlier.
Engaging a bonus action?
no, that's
that's
actually
action.
standard. That's his action. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, throwing up your gang signs, you know. So you make your way up over there. The thing turns and starts to follow after you guys. As it follows after you, it of course triggers the trap. I believe it's a Constitution saving throw. Let me scroll up for a second.
Yeah.
It's detect magic, so lower than that. Here it is. Constitution saving throw or 2d6, and the DC for that for you, sir, is what?
I have no idea.
Go to your spells page and it'll say at the top. This is Leonard.
11.
Thank you.
That's not too bad, is it?
I mean, it's alright.
Well, I'm not even joking. Like, I'm rolling really shitty. I rolled a natty 5, and I don't have a +6 con. So it's one of those things where he fails. He takes 2d6 damage. Would you like to roll that for me, sir?
Sure.
Should probably make a spell card for you for that. But so it takes 8 points of radiant damage as it steps into the trap, and it is caught by the light, so it can't move. It's actually literally stuck there. So its turn is spent climbing up over the ledge, which, by the way, climbing up to the ledge is literally a matter of placing one foot into the rock itself and the other foot kind of also once again in the rock. And it's almost like moving through the actual ground that the Yrden is set onto. So you're afraid for a second that the Yrden won't actually trigger because of the fact that it's like within the sigil itself, but it does trigger well enough that it catches the creature still, and it loses its turn because it's restrained, so it can't move. And now it is once triggered, the ward ends. It saves the creature is stuck until the end of its next turn. Successful save, half damage, so it's just stuck here for the round. Yeah, for 1 round. Okay, cool. So that's going to be Leonard's turn. You can totally throw up more gang times.
End of its next turn, so it's like 2 turns, right?
Yes, yeah. The rest of this turn and its next turn, correct.
Cool.
We're just gonna be stuck there for a minute. Bastion, do you remember seeing anything in the cave?
Again, it wasn't a cave. It was a ledge that you fell into.
Oh, sorry, the
and
ledge.
Then you were immediately distracted by the creature, so not yet. Go ahead, Leonard.
Yeah,
Bastion.
No, I was busy being betrayed twice.
Can I? No, never mind. That's too much. All right, I'm just gonna do nothing.
Sure.
Okay, here's my action. I'm gonna grab the arrow that's in Bastion and rip it out.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna hand him my last potion, my white honey. No, not my white honey. It's my white Rafford's decoction.
I thought I was white honey.
The important bit is the cock.
Moving on. So why don't you roll me a medicine check, please, sir?
For ripping out the
Correct.
medicine. That's this one.
Okay.
It's a barb tip. You fucked up.
No. It's fine. You know, he wasn't shooting a dragon slaying arrow at this creature. You had a regular arrow, right? Right. So you're able to push the thing the rest of the way through, snap it, and just kind of like throw the bits to the ground. I imagine Taalubast sees that. He's thinking, "Oh, that's an expensive arrowhead. Like, don't lose track of it." But doesn't say anything because.
I was literally thinking that. I was like, I wonder, like, when the fight ends, do I like ask Bastion for that back? Oh, hey, I dropped that.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. And
Thank you for catching it.
And you give him the potion so he can drink it on his turn. Bran, it is currently your turn. The creature is coming, but is currently stuck by magic.
Yeah, he's immobile. That means I get advantage, don't I?
For restrained, yeah.
Also, Bastion, could you roll me a HD? I honestly didn't see something pop up on the screen.
Oh yeah, the 2D. Oh, you got some temp health.
Yeah, boys. You're gonna need more than that, though. All right, take 7 temp, and that will be Bran. What's your turn?
That even one hit? Can you even survive 1 hit with that?
Not from the rock elemental thing. Anyway, I was considering doing like twin spell, but I can't do that on the same target. So I'm just gonna shoot it with the Fire Frost bolt.
Fire Frost.
Oh,
That's a natty 20.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, that's
13
not
ice
terrible.
damage.
Yeah, that's not terrible at all. Awesome. So you are starting to inflict some actual damage to this creature. You can see the chunks of ice that are forming up around it and everything on its shoulder as it moves, because there's rock grinding against rock as it moves. It's actually causing chunks of rock to fall off the creature, and it looks down at the rock that's falling off, like, oh, like it reaches to grab it and try to like put it back on, but it doesn't work, and it's like really getting aggravated and trying to move towards you, but its legs are just planted and actually stuck in the ground that it was walking through. It's like trying to come towards you.
Fucking zombie.
It's not making zombie noise. It's more like almost like rocks rubbing against each other kind of noise, but I can't do that with my throat.
Gotcha. Get some rocks. Yeah.
You know, I'm
Yeah,
human.
go get some rocks, quick.
Well, why don't we
All
take
this
a break?
restraining is really grinding his gears.
Why don't we take a break so I can go get some rocks for accurate sound
Okay.
representation?
Yeah, because this is very important.
It's super important.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see everybody in just a couple of minutes. Go pee poo and do what you got to do. Bye bye.
Bye.